I can move a bit like this, so it's not as tasty.
No.
Hello and welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're glad that you're joining us for the second half of this show. Now we have a very interesting gentleman who we're very pleased to have here from Argentina, Claudio Maria Dominguez, who, interestingly enough, is a TV star in Argentina and has a show, guess the name, A Better World. They're cloning us. And he's been kind enough, Claudio's been kind enough to come here to be with us on the show today. He's made some very interesting shows. He's traveled all over the world to visit Mother Teresa, to visit Sai Baba, to visit Filipino healers, and others. And he's going to be talking with us a little bit about many of his experiences. So Claudio, great to have you.
Thank you.
Really,
thank
¿cómo
you
estás?
Okay, very well. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
Ah, bueno, bueno.
My English is poor, but your Spanish is good, so that you can compensate, okay?
You are kind, you are kind.
Yeah.
So tell us, how is it that you came about to getting involved in television and to come up with a show called A Better
It's
World?
unbelievable that
It's a great name. It's got a
I'm
ring to it.
this tape to my country to show by people say, look, this is Mitchell in the States doing A Better World.
Es lo mismo.
Es lo mismo. We are believing in the same kind of world,
That's right.
which is a better world.
That's
It's the way
right.
that you can choose either the worst of worlds or the better world. So
That's
we
right.
want the
And
best
we're
of
choosing the
worlds.
best.
Yes.
And we're actually helping to create it, to mold it through
Exactly.
the work that we're doing and the ideas that we're putting out.
And I found so many interesting people in this coming to New York. Well, it's been a week already. Most people interested in using the media for a good reason. There will always be soap operas and so on. It's alright, entertainment exists. You cannot discriminate by saying everything is bad. No, no, no. But maybe TV can work out for good purposes as well, which is expand consciousness.
That's
right.
right. It is
Enlighten
a
people.
very, very powerful medium.
Definitely it is.
And used correctly can have a profound effect, as we see it does already, but too much it's toward the negative, as well as film. Too much promotion of violence,
Exactly.
and all sorts of bizarre things, and it gets rooted in the minds of people.
Definitely.
And so now we're looking to root some beauty and love.
Exactly.
And,
Thoughts and feelings and actions are marking your work, your path in life. So the better you think, the better you can express your feelings, the better you can help people by doing your craft. You do it so well. Why not choose that? Well, in Argentina, I somehow became quite well known when I was a small boy.
You started as a child, didn't
Yes,
you, on
that's
television?
Those
Tell us a
quiz
little bit
shows.
about that. Yeah.
Remember the Robert Redford film quiz show? That was, well, kind of my story. But the questions were true, not like in the famous show here in the States where everything was a trick there. And we were amazed by seeing such a film there. Well, I was 9 years old and I went to TV answering questions on Greek mythology.
Now, how did you know so much about the Iliad and the Odyssey?
I knew. I swear I did know that. Now I forgot most of it. Because when I was 12 years old, I said that's enough for me already. I had been to two contests. Through two contests, I won the ₦1,000,000, which was quite an amount of money in my country.
Sure.
We were rather poor, rather in an economical low condition. This helped us immensely.
Yeah.
So I took it as a gift from God. And after 12
As
years
for
old, I
God.
said, that's it, that's it. And then I started working on TV as a journalist when I was 15 years old. And somehow you never speak a language, of course, till you live in the country. But I could manage to make myself understood in English and in French and in Russian and Italian, in several
Really?
languages.
Wow.
I had at least a certain skill to learn them quickly. Not properly, as you will see, but I can make myself understood at least.
Very well.
No, my tenses are bad and my somehow some vocabulary is still missing, but when I come to live for 6 months here, I will get it. So I started
Please
traveling.
come.
I will. People from also the Spanish-speaking countries here in New York are planning to do at least meetings with people like you here in New York, me in Argentina, people
Sure.
from Central America, from Spain, that do believe that media can have at least its weekly show on alternative knowledge, on seeking the truth, spiritual phenomena, as we call it.
Sure. Exactly.
So
So then what happened? I mean, you became a journalist?
yes.
And then how did that turn into your own show?
Because the best and the worst happen to you when you are just aiming towards it. And my main interviews were with show people like Robert De Niro or Charlton Heston or Jane Fonda or Woody Allen, which stars that came to my country to promote their own films, and even presidents.
So you were interviewing these folks?
Yes, but just it wasn't vain comment, but it was show business, which I found fascinating at the time. I just loved the idea of being with them and coming to New York to see the Broadway shows and all that, which I still do. I went to see Rent in Chicago and all that this week. But after that, there comes a moment when you can choose what to do. And I said, look, if everybody's calling me, if they want and like somehow what I am doing, why don't just try to treat subjects that may help people to live a better world. I mean, right, to enlighten their consciousness, a better life. So and at the very same time, it's a lie, Mitchell. When you say, listen, I'm a good journalist, I want to help people. You want to help your own life. Your own life is in a crisis because you see you're lacking spiritual phenomena in it. I had everything material that I could expect to have, and I didn't have the other stuff. So I felt kind of empty and kind of sad. Even my first son was born. I have two children, two boys. One is 12, the other is 9. But I felt sad and awkward, and I didn't quite understand why, because I didn't have a good reason to say, look, I'm desperate and sad, but I was feeling empty. And so I started with a spiritual thing, trying to search desperately in many books, going from Louis Hay to the Bible, from the Tai Chi and everything connected with Oriental medicines to Deepak Chopra and to Shakti Gawain and to everything. And if I had known you, I would have seen a better one on Mondays. And you come to a moment that you understand fully that if you shake them all, it's the same thing. They said, be a good person, love, help, do whatever you can, be part of mankind.
Live from your heart.
Exactly, open your heart, drop your spider thing in the mind, the monkey mind, as Sai Baba says in India. And when you are ready, the teacher comes. You know, it says when the pupil is ready, their guru comes and show. And so my changing, the turning point in my life was the trip to Sai Baba in India. But the Teresa thing enriched the whole thing, and it made me quite well known in Latin America.
In Latin America.
Because the Spanish-speaking material the CNN took for several countries in the world the Mother Teresa thing.
Let's show everybody
thing. Please do.
These. Can you get a close-up on this?
Yeah.
These are the tapes that Claudio made of his visit to India, which he's about to tell us about, of being with Mother Teresa and Satya Sai Baba.
The Pope also in the Vatican.
And also, of course, the Pope of the Vatican.
No, because
how
in
could we leave him out?
Remember, we are a very Catholic country in Argentina.
Yes, but
though open-minded, that's likely, because
that's better.
If not, yes, true. If not, if you come with the material with someone like Sai Baba, who is the most wonderful and sublime person that you don't know about, you see, the appearance is different, we would tend to criticize. Remember the sentence that says, what you don't understand, you tend to judge. And you forget the Jesus words, he who judges shall be judged, and he who criticizes shall be criticized, and all that. So everything
in a Catholic country, they shouldn't forget that.
Yeah. And they do, all the time.
Of course.
Maybe the priest and the pulpit, yes. But anyway, when you just show them the message, because Jesus said, my life is what I do. Sai Baba says, my life is my message. The fruits of a person are his actions. Mother Teresa says, love in action. So when you show them that they all say the same words, which is no matter what your religion is, no matter what your beliefs are, just believe in yourself and believe in any idea of God. Whatever this God is.
Any name of God.
Exactly. Your body, the nature, doing something good for other people. I think that if you have a faith and you stick to it, it's like a rocket to heaven, a point of no return. But if you don't have a certain faith, at least be free to believe that your life has to do with some kind of plan, of universal plan. So that's the whole idea. And we're showing this on television. We go from Machu Picchu in Peru to the jungles of the Amazon, like you know. We've been to Philippines, to Japan, to India.
Tell us about what it was like to be with Mother Teresa.
It was a very painful and very wonderful experience.
What was painful?
Because I have never seen such things in my life.
Such as?
So much pain and sorrow, so much hunger and starvation.
Among the people.
People dying. People are born and they die on the streets. and they can eat in the whole year what we can eat in a whole day. So it's wonderful to know when you come from Occidental world as we come, and of course Argentina is highly underdeveloped compared to the States, but this is heaven. And we tend to feel, to forget about people who are suffering. If you went to Calcutta, and you're certainly likely to go pretty soon,
right.
you will see that.
Especially if you keep pushing me.
Please, definitely, you have to tell your people about that, to show images of that. Nothing prepares you to see what you're going to see. But it's very good, it's a wonderful lesson in humanism, in humankind, to see that if a brother in this planet is living in such conditions, you should at least try to be the best person you can. You don't need, to go to India, to Calcutta. Mother Teresa says it beautifully. She says, you don't need to come here to the mission of charity of Mother Teresa in Calcutta to be a good person, to be a volunteer. You can volunteer in the corner of your house,
of course,
wherever this is. Sai Baba says wonderfully, he says, most people come here to touch my robe and say, hey, I want to be good, I want to be with God. Be good, be with God.
In your living room.
Exactly, in the living room. I was going to say in the toilet, in the restroom,
right.
wherever you are.
No stalls.
Exactly, think of people,
Sure.
be a good person, be a good... I'm not discovering America by saying everything comes back to you. The good actions and the bad ones. It's just a circle, you cannot escape that, whether you believe it or not. So why not being a good person?
It's physics. You can think of it as physics. You don't have to think about karma.
I even say sometimes that out of selfishness, you have to be a good person.
That's right, exactly.
Because
it pays to be good.
Exactly. And then will come one day in which you will believe that being good is a wonderful thing. And you'll find it easy as breathing, as doing your biological functions, right?
That's
being
right.
a good person.
Exactly.
My English is so poor, but you can understand.
Oh, perfectly!
No, I wish I could express much more.
Oh, no. Please, just answer my questions and we'll be great here. What was it like to be with Mother Teresa, in her presence? What was that like for you?
Every time we had tried to reach her, we were denied that contact by the sisters, by the nuns. I had phoned from my country several times. I knew by heart the number of the Mission of Charity, but we were refused even to talk to her. And when I was in India, that's amazing, because a nice anecdote for you. I was already in Sai Baba's city, which is called Prashanti Nilayan, the House of Peace. And I dreamed one night that I was dialing the same number I knew by heart, Mother Teresa's Mission of Charity, and there was silence in the other side of the line, and a voice came and said, hello, this is Mother Teresa. Do you want to see me? I'm waiting for you. And so I woke up and I cried and I said, my God, why did it have to be a dream? It could have been reality. But even though I was sleepy, like pushed by a certain force, I woke up, I went to the TV place, the telephone place there in the Sai Baba city, and I dialed the number. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I dialed the same number, and after a few seconds a voice on the other side of the line came and said, hello, this is Mother Teresa, who's speaking? So it's believe it or not, like this. And so I started mumbling and saying,
what do I say now?
Now, and I cried a lot, and I felt so moved, and she said magic words. She said, I get your emotion coming from God. Do you want to see me? And I said, yo, please, I'm in Argentina, I'm in India, in the city of Sai Baba. I love you so much. Please, can I go and touch you? Can I go and be with you? And she said, I'm waiting for you, then come. And it just happened like this.
Oh.
But first of all, it had been magical in the Sai Baba place, so everything turned out to be a miracle. And it helped immensely. Because you have, in one side, Mother Teresa, that is likely to be the most loved and admired woman in the world. You're not going to judge Mother Teresa, no? You'd rather catch your tongue before speaking bad of her. And you have Sai Baba, which is not quite well known, but it has millions, if you know how many millions all over the world are following his teachings.
I'll be there very soon.
Yes, and you'll give your own experience. The great thing about him is that he has not his own religion. I would have felt a bit, if someone came to me and said, listen, my religion is the truth, come to me if you want to find the truth, let's despise the other things. No, I would have run immediately, run off. He says, no, please don't lose your own religion. If you're a Catholic, a Jew, a Hindu, a Muslim, please be the best Catholic, the best Jew, the best Muslim and Hindu you can be in the world.
Sure.
Just be a good person. So that's his teaching. He says there is only one religion, which is love.
The religion of love.
Exactly. One language.
We
language
talk
of
about
the
that
heart.
all the time here.
Exactly. So there is
Right,
no weak
one
point.
language, yeah.
So I felt in awe. I had to accept to myself that I went with doubts, with turbulences, to see what's this guru. I even found him ugly in a physical aspect. I said, we are created with the image of Jesus. Who is this Sai Baba? Now I find him lovely now. I found him ugly. I said, who is he? And wonderful.
God, I tell everybody, Claudio, all the time, God is really a Jewish comedian in the Borscht Belt. It's in the Catskills, laughing at us all.
Definitely.
You know, so that's the way it is. If you don't get the cosmic joke that's constantly in the air,
Right. Yes, exactly.
you missed it. You missed the boat, you know?
Exactly.
It's
So
so
great
funny.
experiences.
So
Okay.
tell me again now, what was it like to be in Sai Baba's presence? Physically, to just be there, in a sense.
For me, it was the experience of my life.
How so?
Because the energy is unbelievable. I found things.
What's unbelievable about it?
The feeling is not expressed in words, not even in my English words. Not even in Spanish I could
Not
express
even
it well.
Spanish.
No. I was told one sentence that happens.
Give it a try. I mean, even if it has to be poetry.
I was told
please.
something like this. When you go to Sai Baba place, be ready for the experience of your life, but not a beautiful experience. Let's take these words into consideration. You'll find everything about yourself, and what you see about yourself is not likely to be beautiful, because you discover the whole truth, and the truth sometimes is painful, but it's necessary. So when I went to see him, I found the best and the worst things of me. It's like when you see your soul naked in the mirror, and you see that you can be your best friend and your worst enemy, and either you choose to be your best friend and go to the best parts of you, which we all have, and you transcend the bad ones, which we all have. So I grant him and I love him for good, because he let this happen to me. He became
There's
kind
a
of my
mirroring.
teacher. Yes, like, I hate the word guru because it sounds very psychedelic and very 60s, very Timothy Leary and all of what you talked to me before the show. No, he's my living teacher in this life. I learned so many things with him. I learned to love and to respect everybody. Now that I put it into practice, it's a different word, but I'm trying every day.
Yeah.
I always say, I gave good example to myself, and I mention it to my friends, that before my going to India, the Sai Baba thing especially, and then Mother Teresa, out of the 24 hours of the day, I was 23 hours in pain and suffering. Just because of the social injustice in the world, for the famine and the starvation and the hunger and the guilt and my own miseries, my personal miseries, and 1 hour with joy saying, hi, let's change the world, it's so nice, that must be an interesting test living in this planet. Now it's just the opposite. It's 23 hours of joy and gratitude just for being here now, for planning where will I go afterwards.
Yeah.
And 1 hour of turbulences where I said, should this be the way or not? But I'm doing my very best, and this I owe to him. There is no a single day that I don't remember my experience. 3 months after I returned from the city of Sai Baba, I went back because I missed so much all the good things that had happened to me there. It was like a shock coming to another part of the world, to my very own world, with my children, with my family. But I was in shock because I missed so much that. I cried, I was nostalgic. So I returned. And everything happened that he said to me, this will happen to you, this will happen, everything.
So you did meet with him?
Yes, we had a beautiful interview. Beautiful is also a very vain word. It was a memorable thing for me, because I could ask whatever I wanted to ask with no restrictions. Well, we could film as many things as we could, talk to people, to presidents, to chiefs of state going there, to artists, to people from Wall Street, to very humble people, all different ranges of people, being there and finding the best of their own lives. And when the interview moment came, before I even asked him the things I had in my mind, he gave me the answers.
Yeah.
And he allowed us to know.
An easy interview.
Yes, because I felt, when I was hoping to have the interview, I said, what shall I ask? And I put aside all the questions, because I said, this is too stupid, this is too silly, this question is too vain, this is too pretentious, this is too nothing. Let's flow and let's hope I can say something of value.
Sure.
And the first question I wanted
Let
to
us
is,
pray.
are you God? I said, are you God? Are you God? Are you God? And he said, of course I'm God. You are God too. You are God. You are God. Everybody is God. We're all part of the same light. But listen, I know it. You don't know it yet. Let's find it out. It was a miracle after a miracle.
Beautiful.
Pearls of a necklace. Every moment there.
I want
could
you to
say,
know that in your finding the words, Claudio, to describe your experience, you really conveyed what it was like to be there. To me,
Qué bueno.
at least, really. It's verdad.
Muy bueno, muy bueno.
Muy bueno, bravo.
No,
Really.
you have your own experience.
You did.
Everyone
I know,
is
but
fascinating.
you got across the idea of the kind of clarity that can come in the presence of someone who is so conscious
You
of
see
that
everything.
level.
After that, you can be asked if you want to practice such a life or return to your old values. That's up to you. That's
Now, of course,
free.
before you went there, you knew that just from your Catholic upbringing, that being a good person is something that you
Yes.
always wanted to be.
Yes.
Right? And that love and friendship and honor and integrity are all part of it.
Yes.
Right?
And I was definitely a good person, but
Yeah.
suffering one because I wasn't serving other people.
You weren't?
No, I guess no, not. You serve people, of course, by having nice thoughts, even by living, by doing something good, though it is small every day.
Yes.
But I wasn't actively practicing the idea
I
of
see.
being grateful
As a
to just
practice,
being
as a
living.
practice, in a
Exactly, and
sense.
practice makes perfect.
Got it.
Even in a sport, even in a language, or even trying to be a good person. Mother Teresa says something very beautiful. She says, push yourself, try to be good, even if you don't feel it. You'll end up feeling it. It's like waking up in the morning.
Sure.
Sai Baba
As they
says,
say, you know, there's the old phrase, fake it until you make
yes,
it.
exactly. That's
You
I will
know?
learn it now. Fake it
Yeah.
until you make it. And I think some people who are looking maybe at you now would say, no, it's not good. If you don't feel it, you don't have to do it. No, try it. The very first time I learned English, I didn't know how to say good morning, and now I can at least talk to you in a better world.
Oh, God,
so everything
yes.
comes with the time. I think that it's so necessary to feel that you are in this, that there has to be a sense for being here. What's the essence of life in not doing something for somebody? Even for somebody, for a small person. You don't need the cyclopean tasks of saving mankind. Oh, great, there may be some
Right.
chosen, some
Well,
few
as
chosen.
they
to
say
do this.
also, think globally and act locally.
Great.
Es lo mismo.
I have to write down those.
Please.
Think globally and act
Locally.
locally. Right.
Because this is where we are. This is where we are.
Fake
you
it
know?
till you make it.
In your
Fake it
own
till you make it.
home. And you know, the Chinese say, as long as we're on it,
Yeah.
the greatest journey starts with the first step.
Exactly.
So you have to be where you are. And then magic
So
happens.
how not showing all this on TV if I have the chance? Our show comes from Argentina, it's
Yeah.
been taken by Spanish-speaking countries like Chile, like Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, and everybody's liking it because
Oh,
it's a noble
great.
thing. It's not my merit at all. I'm not the one who has to take the praise for it. I'm just putting my camera, being with such wonderful beings.
just being yourself and look at what's happening.
They are the stars of the show in a very vain world, but they are the real stars of life. People who open your hearts, who give you clarity, who give you the freedom to choose, at least to choose.
So your show is being aired all over.
All over Spanish-speaking America. Now we had our talks here with Univision, with the networks that are also for Spanish-speaking people.
Can I have
in
your
the States.
autograph?
But definitely, don't ask me. Have my affection, not my autograph. Autograph,
Amor,
you can throw it.
I want your love.
No, so that's
This is one of your
yeah.
books,
Yes.
right?
It's called La Ciudad del Amor, which is City
The
of
City
Love.
of Love,
Yes. And
which
it's
is your
with Sai Baba.
experience with Satya Sai Baba.
Exactly.
God bless. Oh, I am really looking forward to this.
It was wonderful.
And you've written several books, correct?
Yes. One about the experiences in Filipina with the psychic healers, the ones that are fraud, the ones that are not. One with the Mother Teresa.
Will you just tell us a story? Because I see that the clock is ticking.
Yes, please.
Although it's really a timeless subject, I don't understand how we're being guided by time here. Would you tell us a story of the healer that you experienced in,
Yes.
was
Now
it in Brazil?
yes. I had once experience when there is a man called Alex Orbito in the Philippines, in which I read many books here by famous personalities that had been to his contact and spoke wonderful things about him.
Yes.
And I met him in the Philippines. They do what the dematerialization is, and I wouldn't know how to explain technically in English. Definitely not. I know how to
Okay.
explain it scarcely in Spanish. But then they incorporate souls from other. They say that there are also angels. Well, you can believe in angels, the aura, the energy.
Oh, we talk about this all the time.
I guess so. Yes, because I read the booklets of you,
Yeah,
and I'm
right,
taking
right.
the videos of a better world to
Sure,
Argentina
that's
to
right.
show. And they have cooperating karmic and dharmic people who passed away
Doctors from the other side.
from the
as we
astral.
say,
How do you
right.
say it? The astral
The
side,
astral.
and they incorporate and they operate on the physical body, but on the energetical body, actually, to people who go to them because doctors have given hope upon it. They say that you are not going to be cured, you're likely to die sooner or later.
Sure, so then people go to him.
Yes, and
And
they're working
what was
wonders.
he doing to...
The one in
what did
Brazil
you
was
see?
amazing.
Yeah.
Because the one in Brazil uses...
Now, is he Brazilian or
yes,
is he...
yes, Brazilian, Jose Nilton. There's another one, Teixeira, which I just received another video, and it's amazing. It's something which you have either to have your soul open to believe, or you just say, no, this could not exist, and I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
People just go into denial.
Of course. But the results are... Okay, let's not polemize and do controversy. Let's go to the results. They are saving people that were likely to be dead by now by the scientific standards. Some scientists, not all of them. They are wonderful holistic doctors that understand that everything can work out. And 2 + 2 is not 4 in medicine. That things are being invented and every day are being resourceful.
And discovered.
Discoveries, that's all. So this Jose Nilton, with knives and with scissors.
And no medical background.
No medical background, no anesthesia, with the patient with his eyes wide open, seeing what's being done on his body, on her body. They go directly after they have prayed and received this spiritual help. Without even asking you, they go to the zone of the body that has the illness.
The area.
They cut, they open, they take the tumor out. They saw afterwards, with you having a look at it, with our cameras in the very best close-up you could ever dream of having, and the patient go walking. They just get up and say, thank you, doctor, and they go walking. They have to come once, twice, 3 times due to the graveness of the illness, but they are cured afterwards. There is not a single city in America in which we have been filming that we have not found patients of such doctors showing you there the scars, saying this doctor saved my life. He took this out and I'm alright. So it's believing or not, but it's going on in the world. So we show this in our program without taking part of it, because we don't want to push people to say, look, this is it. We just show it. Sure. If you want to understand it and to believe it and to take it, you can do it. No, you can switch channels and have a look at any football player or a soap opera or a movie. But I think it's a pity to lose at least the knowledge that such things are going on in the world. And as Hamlet said and Shakespeare said, there are things in your mind and in the world that are beyond our ken. So why lose them, right?
Things about which we do not know. That's actually very beautiful. Thanks for sharing that with us.
No,
really.
Please.
No, we've had people on, all sorts of healers involved in vibrational medicine and all sorts of different holistic practices. And this is something that I haven't gotten into yet. But I'm very interested
to send you material.
Oh, that
so
would be
whenever
wonderful.
you find it of your interest, please do ask me.
Ahora.
Okay.
Now.
Ahora.
Claudio, I'm very glad to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure
really, it's
for
been
me.
a blessing.
A better world.
You're doing
a better world. The state comes to a better world in Argentina, so it's a magical coincidence.
This really is. This is synchronistic. And now that you just wrote this book, and I'm going to India.
Please, I'm dying to see your experiences on Sai Baba.
Okay.
Please, whenever you come, let me know, and I want to have your program on that. If you can see Mother Teresa, but Sai Baba mainly, because you're going directly there, right?
It will happen. Directly there.
Find so many. I haven't found anybody in these 2 years that hasn't changed the majority of the aspects of his life after coming from India, from Sai Baba.
Beautiful.
So give me
Thanks again.
Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're beautiful. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
This is Mitchell J. Rabin for A Better World. We're very glad that you joined us again today. Please give me a call at 212-420-0800. Share your thoughts and feelings with me. I appreciate it. I'll see you next week.